So I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I really struggle to do stories about police brutality and just the horrible things that happen to black people at the hands of law enforcement because for one, it just seems like people really don't care much nowadays. It just does. That's just my opinion. And the other thing is it really makes me mad. It makes me mad that for one it is still going on. So nevertheless, the story that I'm going to tell you is one that is going to make you mad, and it should. But I heard this quote a long time ago that says, don't just get angry, take action. So not too long ago, there was a black teenager that was riding through a protest that was taking place outside of Washington, D.C., as President Joe Biden was hosting a correspondence dinner. So basically it's a dinner where they invite, different media outlets and reporters and just a whole host of people to go and make jokes and things like that. Now the protesters were protesting what is going on in the Middle East. And so a black teenager just happened to be riding his bike by and police officers stopped him and they conducted a full body, if you will, you get the gist, cavity search on him. Now I'm going to show you a still, so it won't be the video, but I want you to hear the voices and what they were saying as that was going on. Check it out.
Back over there, but some changes around here.
Yeah. You got it. What are they doing?
I don't know. I was wondering that myself.
What do they do? It's kind of humiliating.
Yeah.
It's humiliating. You're at a protest. All right, let's get the young black kid.
It's always the young black kid.
Let's get the young black kid, and let's pull his pants and put a flashlight up his. But letting the white cops leave, and they leave it to the black cops. I see that a lot in D.C.
So as you heard there, the men, and they may have been white, I don't know. Were basically describing what was going on, and they say it's always the black kid, the young black kid. Of course, they described what was going on. They said they leave the black officers to do it, and the white officers walk away. Now, when they were asked about it, they being the officers, they were basically like, oh, well, he could have had a bomb or anything like that. They said that they weren't searching, where they shouldn't have been searching. They were actually just tightening his handcuffs. But many are saying, no, we saw what you guys were doing, And so it makes me very angry, almost to the anger to the point of wanting to cry. But what makes me even more angrier is that we as black people are still an unprotected class of citizens here in the United States of America. Just recently, we heard that the Jewish community may be getting anti-Semitism bill. It passed through the House just like that. Black people have been asking for something that specifically protects us, and we have not gotten it, but we've seen everybody else get it. There is no real police reform that protects black people who are disproportionately more affected by the harm of police officers than anybody else, but yet there's nothing to protect us. And so our teenage black boys who are just riding a bike, they detained him briefly and let him go. He's riding his bike, and for lack of better words, he was SA'd right there by black police officers, and they thought nothing of it. Like it was just every day. If you can see the pictures, two of them are looking at a phone or a device or something like, almost like they do that all the time. And it's not the first time we've heard of officers assaulting people in that way. They are very sick individuals. And if they felt like that young brother had something, you don't do that to him there. You take him in and you process him the right way, but you don't humiliate him like that on the street as he's just riding his bike. What on God's green earth would make them think we need to do that? You know what I'm saying? And it's so horrible, too, that black people often sign up to do the bidding of white supremacy. That's what they used to do to us, our ancestors on the plantation, humiliate our men, which they call buck breaking. So you got those brothers, and I loosely call them that, on the side of the road or wherever they were, doing that to that young black boy as if that was okay. As if it was okay to traumatize him. He'll be traumatized for the rest of his life if indeed they were doing that and not tightening his handcuffs, which I do not believe they were doing that. He's going to be traumatized for the rest of his life, have trust issues not only with police officers, but black men who look like him and decided to take that moment to be predators. So we need to know about it. Like I said, I hate to do these stories, but it's something we need to know because this happens every day to black people, specifically black men and boys being harmed by the police, and nobody cares. But everybody else is getting something, usually for words, right? Somebody says something to their community and they get a hate crime bill, but our people are being murdered wholesale and abused. And Kamala and Joe Biden are up there in the White House and ain't saying a peep about what's going on to the very people that will line up, unfortunately, disproportionately more so than anybody else at those polls and cast a vote for them as they turn a blind eye to the ills that go on in our community. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that before I say something I don't really want to get in trouble for. So for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube.